Okay, so what was funny about that shark bite guy with his 76 kills, when he was trying to not grapple over, but climb over things on the map, the climbing edges didn't work for him. He was continuously not able to clamber over things because, as I say regularly, the clamor in this game is ridiculously stupid. In other news, Unity emblem and nameplate. Strength through diversity. A Spartan's job is to fight for all humanity, and as a result, we're stronger together. No, it's not. A Spartan's job is to kill humans. The government sends drilling rigs to other planets to get the resources and terraform them and grow crops on them, and people have the privilege to live there. You have the privilege to go and live on another planet, and you don't grow the crops, the machines do. You don't shear the sheep, the machines do. You don't run the drilling rig, the machines do. The machines do everything, and you have the privilege to live there. And when the fascist community living there decides they don't want to give away any of the prospects of that planet because it takes 14 years for the UNSC government to travel through space to come and say, hey, guys, what's happened to all the shipments? And you say, we're illegally trading them with other fascists and exploiting and extorting our own population who are dissident and don't understand why we're all a bunch of assholes. Then John, the Spartan, comes and kills them. But they made this all about the LGBT week. Hooray! Those are the people who made this freaking game. So here's our June update. We've got bug fixes. This game took them $500 million, and it's the 6th title in the series, in the franchise, of first-person shooters, aside from the fact that it's like the 13th game in their franchise. And we balanced some of the vehicles. What do you mean you balanced some of the vehicles? It's like, oh my goodness, people! So this game now has 12 maps. And don't get me wrong, if you go into the map editor for your custom games, it looks pretty sweet. It looks relatively sweet anyways, if you don't take into effect how many scrolls there are. Because you can get lost in this clusterfuck of very poorly arrayed information. And it's so unnecessary. Like, it seems like there's a great amount of content here for a custom game in your sandbox. But going through it looks nuts. Strictly speaking, that's not so much a complaint as it is a little bit of a befuddling thing to think that that's how it is. But they really don't care about you. Abuse you, mistreat you, and get you to give them their money. So strictly speaking, this whole screen is completely redundant and useless. When we go over to customize, this would have been a better home screen to begin with. And a moment ago, I was looking at a vehicle. It's spending a lot of time on this, but it changes the content here a lot. Like, if that was your home screen, that would make a hell of a lot more sense than what we're seeing in the other thing. And then you go over to your community, and it changes the background back to the primary lobby. So it goes from this to what we're waiting to load here, back to this. And it doesn't even have its own little thing. And then that's the only way you can get to the shop, by toggling over. And can I toggle back to play? Yes. Thank goodness. Because they need you to be able to toggle from play directly to the shop, even though you can't get the shop any other way that you may want to, which you should be able to want to. Oh, by the way, did I show you what's in the shop this week? A couple armor, more weird armor, and oh look, you get to be red with silver, because you don't get to choose your primary, secondary, nor tertiary color. That's never been a thing. You don't have a tertiary color, but you don't get to choose your primary or your secondary. You get to go with their preset armor like it's a fashion show for a word I can't use, but I love dropping the F-bomb because it's not about sexual orientation. It's about insolent douchebags. That's the definition of the F-bomb. It ends with a G, just so you know which one I'm talking about. Not fucking, not fuck, but you know, the other one. It's just my favorite word, and it's not about sexual orientation at all. And given I identify as a queer, which also isn't a sexual orientation, I get really flustered about not being able to use the F-bomb because it's my favorite fucking word. If I go over to community and I go in popular modes, it just brings up like Slayer and Attrition and Capture the Flag and King of the Hill and different things that you can just normally toggle to from custom games. They got a menu for that. They're going to have a sandbox or something in which you can, I don't know, maybe do stuff. When I'm on my armor or my weapon or my vehicle, there's no quick button to toggle which one I'm using. And if I want to change